The administration meeting now called to order.
Thank you, Chairman Wiggins, President Smith, and Superintendent Downing. Thank you guys for your time. Just got a few things I want to bring to your attention, forward to you last week. I know how much we all enjoy policy, but that's one thing that we spend a lot of time looking at is the policy manual and problems that or issues or conflicts that we have, and trying to constantly clean the policy manual up to bring us up to date so that we can perform and do our job with due diligence. The first one I want to direct your attention to is FGF change orders. Ms. Carrier provided you a handout of that. This is all new to us today. We had some wording changes in paragraph 2. You can see highlighted in red. We wanted to word this paragraph, which is critical. Let me say this to you. This is what we've been doing. This has been our practice for years, but we wanted to get it into policy. Okay, so Mr. Seals from our attorneys, he authored this for us, and want to thank Mr. Norwood. He and I have been working through the verbiage, especially in paragraph 2, to make sure we're all clear of what this says. And just read with me: superintendent's authorized without school board action to approve any change order that's less than $50,000 or 10% of the amount of the contract sum, whichever is less. So the most that Mr. Downey can ever approve is a $50,000 change order. Let's say, for example, if we have a project that's only $40,000 total sum of the project, then he can work off 10%. Of course, he would never get to that $50,000 mark, but that change order would come to that. Is that better verbiage? Is that easier for us to understand? Okay.
Anyone have any questions?
We have been very fortunate that Keith has notified us of every one of these, and I assume that practice will continue. The changing verbiage will not stop that notification.
This is the exact practice we've been doing. We just moved to get it in policy.
You've done an excellent job keeping us informed on that.
Any further questions on item 1? Yes, sir.
In response to your question, Mr. Moore, I'm never comfortable making those decisions without the board awareness, and unless it was emergency, that decision had to be made in a timely manner, we would continue to follow the guidelines that we've been following.
And this revision is from our attorneys, Hammond, Seals, Atkins, and Gaddis.
Madam President, board members, we're going to try to do this in one school. So we're going to go 1 through A through F. If there are any questions, go after the presentation of each one of these, please let me know what to deal with. Mr. Rose, continue, please.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
before if we're going to vote on the whole, on the retirement, what's changing?
On this, the fund fix we're talking about.
He's going to
Fix and go through this. Yes, sir. GBQ retirement is this comes to us from forethought from our attorneys, and what this is that all this is really saying is that the superintendent can accept the retirements instead of having come to the board, and they have to be written. That's the only difference. That comes to us from our attorneys. Mr. Geis has approved that one. Any questions?
Any comments on item B? Question? Mr. Rose, continue, please.
The next one is GBRK annual leave. I don't want to blow our minds on our discussion from annual leave, but the revision here that we are requesting the board to consider is around the way annual leave is distributed. Okay, so I'm going to give you a scenario of how retirements work. Most of retirements are set for July 31. We know the end of the fiscal year is June 30th. So what's happened traditionally is retirements are set for July 31 for this is strictly for administrative 12-month employees. And so what happens is that employee will ultimately leave in June, but they set the retirement for July 21 because on July the 1st, you get 20 additional vacation days. And so when you set your retirement at July 31, you get another month's check. Okay? So what we looked at, and we felt the policy starts off, the first year that you are a 12-month employee, you get 2 days per month. You accrue 2 days per month up to 20 days. The second year you're a 12-month employee, you automatically are given 20 days on 1 July. Right? And we just had a discussion about that. Our revision and our recommendation to the board is that subsequent years of second year, third year, fourth year, 12-month employees, we continue to accrue 2 annual leave days per month up to 20. If you want to set your retirement at July 31 and the superintendent accepts that retirement date, then you would have accrued 2 days instead of 20. Does that make sense?
Any questions on this item?
Next one is IDE extracurricular, and this is a policy revision and just a tweak in addition to what used to be in the LHSA handbook. And constitutional lawyers went through the LHSA handbook, and they're doing like we're doing with our policy book. They're trying to make sure everything meshes. And one of the things that they took out was the half-day requirement to be involved in extracurricular activities. The sad thing is they didn't tell us they took it out. And so this is a policy, this was reverted back to the LEAs. And so what we've done here as far as co-curricular and extracurricular activities has simply added a statement on the third paragraph as we begin. No student shall be allowed to participate in any event on the day or night while the student is under suspension from school, that's common practice, or has not been under authorized personnel for more than 50% of the student's instructional day. Now this directly goes along with what we call an instructional day and what counts for half and for full days. 51% is considered a full day, 26% is considered half a day. So that's why we say more than 50% of the student's instructional day in order to participate in extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Any questions? The next one is JDB suspension, and this is a one that we wanted to, this is a policy that we needed to clean up to align with another policy that's in the manual. This one policy created a major issue for us this year alone, and I would direct your attention, it's under suspension, not applicable. There was 2 things that you cannot be suspended for, okay? And one of the items clearly contradicted the administration of medication policy JGCD. So Mr. Geis and I, we rewrote the policy to say unless such medication is needed for emergency administration, all student medications shall be kept in the site-based specified areas and administered by trained staff. And again, see policy JGCD, administration of medication. The other policy compromised that. And so we're cleaning that up to make sure we coincide and we support the policies that are in other parts of the manual. Any questions? The last policy that we want to revise and bring to your attention tonight is that of summer school, file IDCA. Dr. Bourgeois asked for this to be added, and this, of course, comes under the direction of her department. And we are referencing terms such as acceleration. We're addressing unfinished learning. We're using some new verbiage in how we address summer school. And a lot of the programs that we have here, we sent that out to you. There's some cleanup in the policy and letting you know how the administrator functioned in here, just some verbiage that we want to make sure that you're clear on and you're supportive of. This was actually an April 13th revision. We're just a little retarded getting it to you. Any questions?
Any questions, board members? Mr. Rhodes, complete your presentation.
Thank you, please.
May I have a motion to accept the recommendation of
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the changes and the revisions as presented by Mr. Rowland. And I want to commend him for his work. And that the only question I had was on annual leave. He answered it. We're cleaning up a lot of things.
Vote, Mr. Rhodes. Ms. Ben's out there, okay, there, Mr. is on the committee. Okay. Mr. Blackhouse made the motion, and the second, Mr. Dean. All in favor? Raise your hand. Okay, pass it, and